Buick, the brand which is known for comfortable ride, luxurious and tech-savvy interior, but not always great in driving. But well, the Buick which you know so far has changed. The new era's Buick is completely different. A car which ticks marks all the boxes, and if you are in the market for a premium subcompact SUV and have a budget of roughly around $30,000, then I've got you covered because I am presenting you the all-new, beautiful 2025 Buick Envista in this top-of-the-line Avenir trim. And look at this color. It's called Copper Ice Metallic, one of the unique colors in this segment. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Car Reviews right here at Auto Reviews 24. While I deep dive into this beautiful Buick Envista, let me walk you through some critical information in this subcompact SUV segment. We have a lot of competition: Hyundai's Venue, Volkswagen Taos, Toyota's Corolla Cross, or even Buick's cousin Chevy Trax. All these cars comes under the 30,000 price bracket, but the question which I'm here to help you answer today is it worth buying this Buick Envista over those competition? Because in my opinion, this car is certainly up the segment compared to those cars. Well, the pricing of this car starts with 32,000 Canadian dollars and goes all the way to 36,000 Canadian dollars. They have three trims: Preferred, RS, and this top-of-the-line Avenir. If you are a young buyer looking for your first SUV and you want a car which is stylish, which has got enough power and luxurious and tacky inside, then probably this car would be for you. So let me know in the comment below, would you choose this Envista over the competition? A huge shout out to Jeremy Green from Jack Carter for lending us this beautiful Buick Envista. If you are looking into any General Motors cars, please reach out to him. Please do not forget to like and subscribe my channel so that I can bring more such car reviews for you. Without further ado, let me dive deep into this Envista and talk about the exterior of this car. So let me walk you through the exterior of this Buick Envista right from the front. That's where the new design language of Buick comes in picture. This was the first car where they got into this newer design element. Now most of the Buick looks the same from the front. The best part in this front design for me is this beautiful new Buick Tri-Shield logo. I love the way it is modern and yet very clean. And the front itself looks so futuristic and cool. Look at different elements here. This honeycomb grille, which is all blacked out and looks really nice. It is broken down into the silver panel and chrome accent. The headlights are DeWalt, so you have daytime running lights up top and your high beam, low beam LED lights over here. No functional air vent though. The front overall is very handsome and sophisticated. Even the hood here has got good character lines and looks really nice. Over to the sides is where the car even looks premium in every which way. The side angle of this car is very sportback in coupe style. This particular car being the top of the line Avenir, it comes standard with this 19-inch aluminum wheels. It looks really classic and luxurious. Now the tire profile here is all season 245 by 45, so it's fairly thick and big enough to have a good ride quality as well. Over to the sides is where you will see this Avenir badging, which is a premium touch, and I really love the way it is. The side mirrors are decent size with integrated turn signals. Mind you, in this price point, you don't get the 360-degree camera system. So you don't have any camera here as well as in the front. But what you have is this beautiful sportback design. I love this chrome trim going across the window, but the bottom half is blacked out. Standard door handles, and the overall look really resonates a sportier Lamborghini in some ways. But the length of this car is also 182-inch long, decent size. The ground clearance here is 7.3 inches, not the best, but it is still better in this particular segment, especially when they call it SUV. Over to the back of the car is where you will see much more nicer profile, more of a crossover look to it. You have got some small design element over here. The chrome continues and ends all the way in the tail. In fact, they have also added the chrome elements in the tail light as well. Now let's talk about the rear end of this car. That's where you will see another master in design language. I really love the back because the way it looks is much more sportier. Very subtle badging, Envista, Buick spelled with the logo, no Avenir badging over here. I love this chrome strip across the rear bumper. The rear bumper is so subtly integrated with this trunk that you will hardly realize from where the trunk starts and from where the rear bumper ends. Everything is seamlessly designed. No exhaust system visible, which is sometimes cleaner look and gives you a great profile. Now overall the rear glass is very slopey, so you don't have any rear wiper. You have this classic brake lights integrated within this spoiler and it looks really neat and clean. Let me open the trunk and check the cargo space in this Buick Envista, because that's where you will decide whether this car is for you or not. If you are a small family of 4, I think this car is perfect for you, because here you go. The cargo space behind the second row is 21 cubic feet. I would say you will compromise in the height because of the slopey roofline, but the depth is still there. That also enables you under storage, which as you can see is massive. You can completely put one spare tire which you already have here, but if you don't want to keep that, you can put some more storage. On my left and right there is small cubby space. That's pretty much it. One trunk light and some hooks. Not much going on here. Even you don't have levers to put the second row down. You do get this massive tray which can help you put some more storage up there. If you flat the second row, you get 42 cubic feet of space. I would say that's a decent number, not the best in this class. Well, you have a power operated trunk, so you can easily close it. Now let us talk about the interior of this car. Well, it's time for us to get inside the car and understand how good it is from inside, from the comfort and tech wise as well. Before that, let's talk about the key. The key is very standard Buick. I love the way it is. The logo is very prominent. Lock, unlock and remote start. That's pretty much it. So let's just unlock this car and hop inside this. The car has a very decent stepping height, so you can easily get inside, which is a great thing to have. Now overall, the comfort and the front dashboard design is very sleek and classic Buick. I love the way the new design language is going. The door panel is very simple and classic. Again, mind you, this one has a all black interior. You can even go with slightly grayish or beige interior as well. Right here is where you have got softest plastic over here, some silver panel, some padded material here. It is not leathered, but it is some sort of a plastic. Again, one touch buttons for all 4 windows. You have got side mirror controls as well. The lower part of this door panel is also hard plastic. The cubby space is deep but not wide. One interesting bit here is you have got this button here to control the height of your trunk, which is an interesting choice. Overall, on the sides you even get an Avenir skid plate to give you that premium touch to it. The driver's seat actually is 8-way adjustable powered, which is great. The seat is slightly on a harder side, I would say, not super soft, but it still kind of gives you a more sportier vibe. Now let us talk from the passenger side and understand how does the dashboard design and the seats looks like. The overall seats are leathered with some interesting design elements to it as well, which matches the exterior color, which looks really nice. It is perforated, so you do get heated but no ventilation at this price point. That is a big zonk. I do love the name Avenir written on the headrests, which is great. But the biggest zonk in this car is, look at this passenger seat. Has everything right except the car seat does not have any adjustment for height. It only has backrest, no electronic support as well. So that's where I think too much of a cost cutting here. They should have gone with some power adjustment with 2 to 4-way adjustable set. That way the consumer is much more happier. But let's talk about the dashboard design. The dashboard is comparatively slightly higher than normal, but it still does not cut away the visibility, which is great. But I love the way this egg-shaped design here is. Again, that similar plastic kind of soft material continues here. It's not leathered, but I like the contrast stitching. You have some really cool chrome as well as piano black finish over here as well. But again, hard plastic all the way here. I guess for the price point, that's what you can expect. But the glove box is decent size as well, which is good. Now let me walk you through the overall center console in detail. Starting from the steering wheel here, I really love this flat bottom steering wheel. In fact, this is much more softer here with some stitching. I love this logo. It looks really clean and sophisticated. Some great buttons for your cruise control and other controls for your driver's display, and everything else is very neatly designed. You don't have pedal shifters here, but instead you have some volume controls as well as some music controls or next buttons here. The front driver's display is 10-inch. It is very clean digital screen. Not much to configure here because it is very basic. I wish they would have gone with much more wider screen here to make it more premium. But on my right is where you have got this 11-inch infotainment screen. I love the way it looks. It is very minimalist. You hardly have any options to play around with. As you can see, there are few options. That's pretty much it, because it supports wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So most of the times user will just connect to their phone and kind of use that as a screen. But simple layout, you have got home buttons, music as well as other settings, but nothing fancy about this car. You have got on off button over here for the screen. But what is interesting is the way the overall screen looks like a butterfly, and I love the way it is. Overall, the center console here has too much of piano black finish, so obviously you need to keep it clean very often, but in between you have this chrome finish which really elevates the overall look. The HVAC system is all physical buttons, and that's what I love about this car. You only get heated seats as I mentioned here. This button system is very nice and it gives you a very satisfactory feeling. Now below this is where you have got one USB-C and one USB-A 12-volt charger and a wireless charging pad for your phone. You have some buttons here for your traction control as well as lane assist, and you have got decent size small cup holders for your coffee and stuff like that. What else you have is this interesting silver piece here along with this gear knob, which kind of is with the 6-speed automatic gearbox here. You have the parking button here, nicely designed, but what you have under here is something interesting. Deep storage, no lights or USB-C inside. Small storage here as well to keep your keys or stuff like that. But the center armrest is on a harder side. It's not soft at all, and it is also quite high from the overall sitting positions. While I'm sitting, although my seat is at my appropriate height, I feel that this center armrest is slightly on a higher side. But other than that, everything is very neatly designed. Now the headliner being an Avenir, it is very sporty, all blacked out, which is nice. It even gives you a front passenger sunroof which can be operated with these two buttons. It also opens up, so that's a great thing to have in this car. The sun visor is also quite decent with some LED lights, and it also is quite big. But what you don't have is this sun visor adjustment, so it does not come out if you want to adjust it based on your need. That's pretty much it from this side of things. Let's move to the second row and understand the comfort and space there. So now I'm here in the second row of this Buick Envista. Let us talk through the comfort and overall space here, starting from the door panel. The door panel here is very basic compared to the front. All of them is hard plastic, nothing fancy at all, though the windows are quite big, so it is good for visibility. Now let me talk you through the overall seat comfort here. The seats are quite wide and big, so the comfort should be there. It is much more softer than the front seats, I would say. Overall it is perforated, but it does not have heated or ventilated seats here. Now if you see, my height is 5.8, but the legroom is very decent because thanks to the overall 39-inch of legroom, and headroom is slightly tight already because of the slopey roof line. So if you are 6', you would hardly be able to fit here and kind of sit upright. The backrest is quite comfortable because of slightly inclined, so I would say it is a great thing to have. The front seats are quite high from the floor. The entire floor is flat, which is also a great thing in this car. In the console here, you don't have any AC vents or anything except this small cubby space. Sorry, one USB-C and USB-A, which I would say is another zone. There should be some AC vents for the second passengers, which I can't see anywhere else at all. So that's one miss at this price point. What else we have is this center console here, which can be pulled with this lever, cup holders. That's pretty much it. No pass through at all. And the overall roof line also gives you some space in the back on the tray. You do have some storage behind the front seats, but that's pretty much it here. Overall, the back seat does have some roomy interior, but because of the lower roof line, it's not for everyone. So now it's time for me to talk about the engine specification and driving dynamics of this car. So now let us talk about the engine specification of this Buick Envista. As you see, there is a sound damping material here because Buicks are known for quite a ride. But what you don't see is the hydraulic hood. You have to use this stud here to keep it open. But the engine bay is very neat and clean. Everything is very well laid out. This one here is a smaller displacement engine, 1.2 liter with 3 cylinder, produces 137 horsepower and 162 pound-feet of torque, and it is mated with 6-speed automatic gearbox, 0 to 100 in roughly around 8 to 9 seconds, and the mileage of this particular car is 12 to 13 kilometers per liter, which is roughly around 30 to 35 miles per gallon. Overall, I would say the car should perform well on the road as well. The towing capacity of this engine is 1500 lbs. So without further ado, let me take this car on a spin and tell you how good it is when it comes to riding this car as well. Before that, let me put it in reverse to show you the reverse camera. The reverse camera is very super clean. I love the resolution of this. The initial impression of this Buick Envista in terms of ride and quality is very impressive as well. The ride is super quiet, though this small displacement engine 1.2 liter makes little noise when you push the gas pedal, but it's not coming inside the cabin, which is a great thing which Buick has done. Driving dynamics as well as the turning radius here is also quite decent. In fact, the steering is light but precise. I must say it is very easy to drive in the city conditions or even on highways. If I kind of use this quick turn on the right, it really goes where you want to go. That means the steering is really precise, as I said. Overall, the car is also soaking up all the uneven road and bumps from the road, and it is giving you that pleasant, comfortable ride which you are looking for from a premium product. The visibility in the front is great. The A-pillar is slightly wide, but thanks to the side mirrors appropriately positioned, you don't need to worry about the blind spot at all. The rear mirror is not digital. I wish they could have gone with a digital camera system at this price point, because mainly the car has slopey roofline, so the visibility is very thin because the window glass is small when it comes to looking backwards. But when you talk about the overall fun to drive element of this car, as soon as I put the gas pedal, as you see, the car is immediately moving forward. The gear to power ratio is very well tuned, and even on the short corners like here, if I kind of try to make it little quick, it is holding up the body very well. That means the body roll is also minimalist. Overall, I must say the suspension tuning, the chassis and everything else in this car is working together to provide you the best ride quality possible. The brakes of this car is slightly on a stiffer side, but it is quite confident. You can easily go for a long drives in this car with ease and have a great driving experience. In my opinion, the ride quality of this car is top notch. Where it misses out is those small changes once they make it in the interior fit and finish quality and small additional features. I think this car can do really well in terms of the driving and the overall small package what it comes with. Until then, I would leave with this note: the car is really fun to drive, but I would highly recommend you to take a test drive before buying one of those in this segment, and that will give you a fair understanding of what type of products do you like. After spending some good quality time with this beautiful Buick Envista, it's time for the final thoughts. Should you consider, shortlist or go ahead and buy this car? In my opinion, you should consider this car because the car is really looking premium from outside, has some good important luxury touches inside, and the car drives really nice. But certainly there are some shortfalls as well in this car which I would like to bring to your notice. Number one, this car does not come in all-wheel drive option. It only comes in front-wheel drive option. Number two, there are some fit and finish material choices and some small misses from Buick which they can always improve in the upcoming generation. For example, the passenger seats does not have any height adjustment or any other control as well. The rear passengers does not even have an AC vent, for example, which are some basic necessities every car manufacturer should give nowadays. Other than that, the car's engine is surprisingly performing very well. The power delivery is very linear, the gearbox is very well tuned. The driving, in fact, was the most surprising element of this car, which the previous Buicks did not have it. So kudos to Buick there. They have made some good changes in the driving dynamics as well. What is important is the way this car looks from the side, from the front and the back. It is certainly stylish, sportier in every which way. But the question here is what you need to decide. Are you a genuine Buick or the General Motors fan? Do you think the money you are spending in this car is enough to satisfy your primary needs? If yes, then go with this car. If no, if you feel that those small changes which I mentioned, like the adjustability of the passenger seats, the rear AC vents, more cargo space, all those elements are something which you want to prioritize more, then probably you should go with its cousin, which is Chevy Trax, because the Chevy Trax is much more wider, it is lower, and hence it has got much more cargo space inside, and it is more conventionally designed. At the end of the day, it is your choice. It is your preference based on what you like and what you dislike. Let me know in the comment below. Would you choose this Buick Envista, or would you go with the Chevy Trax instead because of the overall packaging the car provides, and it is a couple of $1,000s less than Envista as well. Well, that's pretty much it from my side. Please do not forget to like and subscribe my channel to support me. Until then, I'll see you all in the next one.